My name is Andrzej Krasuski. I'm on the one hand scientist specializing in telecommunications law, IT law and data protection law, which will be obviously discussed today. On the other hand, I also advise on the market as a legal advisor. I was cooperating with international law firms, being a partner for many years, and since 2013 I'm running my own firm. So by virtualization, this is very important. We change the IT infrastructure, but we are not able to change the infrastructure as such, and in particular the technical parameters which are important from the perspective of provision of the services, and in particular the storage place. And that's why, even though we do the virtualization as a cloud provider, we very often need additional capacity, additional storage place. And that's why it is important to cooperate with third parties. It is important to use third parties' farms of servers so that we are flexible in terms of shifting the data. Because the capacity as such does not change. What changes by virtualization is the flexibility. Virtual computer capability, performing large tasks, cooperating with a loosely clustered network. However, a network. So we're still talking about a network that is operated by different entities, and that is in the possession of different entities. Irrespective of many irregularities, the concept as such of a telecommunications service, the telecommunications activity, was implemented into the national laws of member states. And what comes out is that a telecom service is regulated in the law. Cloud computing is not regulated, provided by a third party.
Yes.
So by the MNO.
Yes.
And he does not need to sell the services directly to end customers on a retail basis, but it is sufficient for him to sell these services on the same basis as he acquired from the MNO. So on a wholesale basis, and in that case he has the status of an enabler and a third party who has nothing. And the fact is that what we are talking now happens every day, because many companies are using cloud services, outsourcing services, transferring the data offshore to jurisdictions with, I would say,
for marketing issues.
I would say with more relaxed security positions, more relaxed approach to security issues.
Yes.
But they transfer the data because of financial reasons.
Yes.
This happens.
Yes. Sometimes we received calls in our mobile from companies or any product manufacturer selling there. How they come to know our mobile?
Of course.
How they come to know our email
Yeah.
addresses, for example?
Yeah. And what you said about that, sometimes we receive an email, and there is and there is a telephone number.
Yeah.
There is a very big issue.
Yeah.
How business intelligence companies are able to conduct profiling
Yes.
by matching different information.
Yes. How they know that this is
Exactly.
my interest, for example?
Exactly. At the end of the day one, so we have an hour ahead, 30 minutes, we come maybe to the conclusion that there is a deal breaker, that there is a problem, a main problem, that the law is not adjusted to allow the provision of cloud services, that it is not an issue of whether to do this within the borders of a country, But it is more important that the legislator, a responsible legislator, did not foresee that such services could exist. And it is totally not combined with the definition of the data controller. And if we cannot combine this concept with the definition of the data controller, we cannot appoint a processor, because the authorization to appoint a processor is only possible when we can identify a controller. And if we cannot identify the controller, we cannot enter into a cloud contract. And this brings us to the point that we have a huge problem with the law. And this problem is not resolved. And that's why, I mean, if I would tell you this at the beginning of our meeting today morning, you wouldn't believe me. And that's why we had to go through this discussion to see where we are. In the materials you will find contact details to me if you want to share some information or some thoughts. Please feel free to send me an email. I will be happy to respond then. Okay, thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you.
It was a nice and interesting talk.
Thank you. Thanks.